colleagues, money will come.
Well. Thank you, Mr. Kasaija. So today I'll be growing a $5 account to $1,000, and I'll start from VIX 751S. So I see something here. I see a bullish flag, yeah, that is breaking to the downside, and we know that price will be selling, but before 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 we place our orders, we'll need to first analyze this trade. So I think you can see the flag now. So we'll measure our TP. What we are targeting. So we'll use the pole to measure our TP. Yeah, so that will be what we'll be targeting. So let me place a gray zone down there. So yeah, as you can see, price has been on a downtrend. It was actually on an uptrend, but on the lower time frame it's on a downtrend. And I see also the I think on a daily it's also on a downtrend. So at this point we'll be placing our orders, so I'll enter with one trade for now, with one position for now, sorry, and our SL will go there at that zone, and our TP will be down there. So that means it's a 1-to-5 risk reward ratio for this account. So we're risking $1 to gain $5, right? So but I would like to add more positions, at least 2 more. So VIX 71S is not very volatile. Well, it's very volatile actually, but it can handle small position. It can handle small accounts like $1 accounts and so on. So because when we look at the margin, we see that its margin is 0.11. Yeah, so that means it can handle a $1 account and smaller accounts. Yeah, so now we see it was a sniper entry. As soon as we entered, price moved down. So I'll be waiting for a pullback before I actually place the other 2 trades I was talking about. So after the pullback, I will enter with 2 more trades. Yeah, so let's wait for a pullback. So I think you can see the price is now creating a pullback, and it's almost at our entry. So I think it's now time for me to add 2 more positions. So for me to catch sniper entries, I go to the lower time frame, but usually you'll notice that for these trades I analyze them on a higher time frame, but take the trades on a lower time frame. So as you see, I'm now on the 1-minute chart. So I see that price is done with its pullback, so I can enter. So so we have 2 more positions and we are already in profit. So this was a sniper entry. So I think we'll get out of this and let price do its thing. Yeah, let price do its thing. So we'll not sit down and watch it. Yeah, we'll let price do its thing. Well, so as you know, your minimum risk reward ratio needs to be at least 1 to 2, meaning you're risking 1% to get 2%. So if you're risking 1% to get 1%, I really don't know what you're trying to do, but your minimum risk reward ratio needs to be at least 1 to 2 for each trade you take.
A few moments later.
Well, now we see that price has reached our TP. So now that price has reached our TP, I think we are ready to close. So like I told you, we are targeting 1 to 2, but now we are already at so since we're flipping, we are already at $18. So my target was at least $20, Yeah, that would be $15 profit, but this is still okay. This is still okay. So we can take this and we shall get the rest on the next trade. So I think it's time for me to close. I won't be holding any longer because price has reached a critical zone. So I will close here and look for another trade. Yeah. Well, so why I call this a critical zone is that you see that on the left side, there's a zone right there. Yeah. And if you to go to our higher time frame, that will be a bearish flag actually, if you are trading that. But if you to go on a higher time frame, like the daily time frame, I think you will see that that is a rally based rally, right? Yeah. So let's look at this trend. Yeah, so like I said, this was a 1 to 2, so you see that price actually hit, actually that was our first TP, but it went up to our second. So we are now at VIX 25 1S, a very very volatile pair here. So we see another thing. So in this video I'll only be trading flags, that's bearish flags and bullish flags. So this is one of the flags that I really wanted to talk about. Why? Because something about flags is that the reason they say you'll need to use the 4-hour and the daily or the higher time frames to get trades, right? But usually why I take the flags on the 15-minute chart and the lower time frame is because, well, it's because those are actually supply and demand zones on the higher time frame. So on the lower time frame, they will look like chart patterns. Yeah, the rising wedge, falling wedge, bullish flag, bearish flag. Yeah, so that's why I trade that, because they signal that buyers or sellers are taking a break before they continue a very strong movement, either a strong drop or a strong continuation or a strong reversal. Yeah, so that's why I choose flags. Yeah. Yes, well, so for this, as you can see, someone would anticipate that there would be a buy here, but I'll tell you, you'll get trapped, because this clearly shows a sell. Yeah, this clearly shows a sell. So and we are targeting that area, because even if we have a huge flag there, that can also show us a head and shoulder. Yeah, a signal that signals that price is going to sell, right? So there's also a flag on the 15-minute chart. So this is going to give us a very sharp entry, yeah. So that was where we'll place our SL in case things don't go our way. Then in terms of the take profit, would place it down there. That would be like our fast TP actually. But if you want if you're not willing to hold it for long, you can place it up on the first gray zone there, because that's also a critical area. So because that will still give you a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Yeah. So I've placed one trade. Why? Because VIX 25 1S is very volatile, and that's the area I was telling you about, in case you are not willing to hold for long. Yeah, that can give you a 1 to 2. So basically VIX 25 1S is very volatile, and yeah, so it's better for us to have at least one position that we can manage easily. Yeah, so that's why I've placed one position, and we'll wait for price to do its thing at this area. So we'll get out and come back and see what has happened. So I also know the price is going to reach down.
1:30 later.
Well, price hit our TP. Price has reached our TP. So I guess it's time for us to close at this area. So now what I know is that at this point, the reason why I'm getting out at this point, I know that price is going to reverse a bit before it continues whatever direction it decides to go. But what I know is that price is still selling. So even when it reverses at this point, it will still sell. So I'll show you something. So just as you see, this trade was still selling, and my actual target was down there next to that demand zone, and this trade was 1 to 26 risk reward ratio. Well, that was a nice trade. With a huge risk reward ratio. So let's move on to VIX 25, and I see a flag here again. This time this flag does not have a pole, so maybe we'll just call it a wedge, I think, but it's a flag. So we see that price has already broken to the upside, so we know that price is buying, right? So now that we know that price is buying, we need to look for our TP area where we know that price is going to, because in every kind of trade, be it forex, be it synthetics, be it actual buying and selling of goods, we know that supply and demand is what moves the price, is what changes the price of commodities. So that's what happens here. So it's like price is going to get price from a certain area and take it to another area, meaning the supply and demand changes, right? So at this point, price is going to that area up there, and we know that price might go up to the top area up there. Those of you who know price action know why I'm saying that. On that daily, you can see what it's going to do there. It's going to feel the imbalance around that part. So now in this trade, I'm not planning to hold this for long because we are now at 77, and my goal is just to get us to 100. Then after we get to 100, we'll see what to do next. We are just getting to 100, then we go on to another trade and look for another trade, because I'm not planning to swing trade in this video. There are no swing trades in this video. So for most of these, I have traded twice, maybe on a different account. So this is just for the challenge, while for some of the longer trades, we are getting what we can get, then we get out of the trade. For example, for this we'll just be taking our count to 100, then from 100 we'll try to see whether we can get it to at least 200 or 300, then we'll get out and continue. So at this point we see that there is that price has been for a pullback, and we know price is continuing. This is actually a very sharp entry. So I'll enter at this point and just get us to 100, and then we get out. So why do I use the lower time frame even if I'm analyzing on the daily or 4 hour? It's because I want to catch a sniper entry, or I want to catch a very good entry, because on the 4 hour chart, let's say I enter and then price goes for a pullback. That pullback will be massive that it might blow my account, but the pullback on a lower time frame will be manageable, right? So if I see a pullback on a lower time frame going up to where our SL area is, I just know that trade is not for me, and it might continue going down. Or because if it is on a strong buy, it will really buy on the lower time frame too, leaving a lot of strong Maribuzo candles on the lower time frame, yeah, that signal very strong momentum in that direction, right? So that's why I go on to the lower time frame to catch those sniper entries. So at this point, we're expecting price to reach up there, our gray area. That's our first TP. Then the second TP will be up there. So after it reaches that area, it will
2,000 years later.
well, that was a sniper entry, and we see we are already at $100. I guess we are closing now. We can close. Yeah, but price is definitely reaching our first TP there before it reaches up there. So I'll close there and move on to the next trade. So we have something here. We have a falling wedge on jump 50. Yes, this well, on this falling wedge we see that price had already broken strongly to the upside, right? So now that it broke strongly to the upside, that's like a confirmation for us that price will be buying. So we'll measure our TP area, and we know that price is going up to there. Just like I said earlier, my minimum risk reward ratio is 1 to 2, but usually I target 1 to 3. And if I see very strong confluences and a very strong trend to my side, then I will have a very huge risk to reward ratio. But for this the fact that there's no drop best drop, there's no area of confluence up there and all of that, it might be a trap for me, right? So I'll enter for a short time and then get out. So my plan here is to enter, then scale in again, and get a risk to reward of 1 to 3, and then I'm out, and then I look for another trade. Yeah, so that's the plan here. So now I think it's time for us to enter. So for this falling wedge, you'll see that is the source of its upward movement. Yeah, that point there, the best rally, is the one affecting it at the lower zone. So that's what will push price upwards. Yeah, so in terms of your TP, if you are greedy enough, you can wait for it up to there. Yeah, so anyway, I had a discussion with someone recently about he was telling me about his trading journey, and what I would say is you need to get your trading system or your trading strategy as simple as possible. Yeah, so because people are having very many strategies they're mixing together, and the issue about that is sometimes you'll find that they are contradicting each other. So it's better for you to get something that is similar, that is very simple. So let's say you are looking at rising wedges and falling wedges. Stick to that. Look at all the confluences that work with what moves rising wedges and falling wedges, what forms rising wedges and falling wedges or flags. Yeah, how to catch sniper entries on falling wedges and rising wedges. Or you can even stick to one. You say that you're only sticking to what? The rising wedges. You're only doing sells, because I know some people that only sell. then also understand the pairs that you're dealing with, because not every pair works the same way. Not every pair or index works the same way. So you'll need to look at that, because the more you backtest your system and understand your strategy and make it very simple, the more confident you'll become in your system. So let's go back to this trade. So I placed that shadow zone there because I knew that that part will affect price. So I'll wait for that second candle to close, then I'll be able to enter again to maximize, then I'll get out and look for another trade. So let's wait for that candle to close. Let's wait for it to close. Well, we're already at $270. Yeah, so I think we'll just get it like to 400, then we are out. Well, there's another thing you also need to consider. You'll need to have a trading plan. You'll need to, though a trading plan is like your rules that will guide you and help you trade effectively, right? Know what you trade, when you trade them, how you trade them. This trading plan can describe your strategy, can describe your risk to reward ratio, can describe the hours you trade, or sessions and all of that for those that trade currencies, right? Can look at your risk management. Well, let's get back to our trade. So now we'll wait for price to do its thing at that level. We'll wait for price to do its thing.
One eternity later.
So after some time we see the price moved upwards, and I wasn't in the trade, so we are now at $400. Yeah, like I told you, my target was at least 300, so we can close. And you can see, as I told you, price after reaching our TP reversed, not even reaching our TP where we got out from, it reversed. So we did good to get out. So we are now on volatility 51s, and at this point we see something here, and we know that price will sell, right? Price will sell. So I'll measure our target. Yes, so I'll measure our target, and yeah, wait for price to do its thing. So our first TP will go right there, and our second TP would be there, right? So for this I'll also be holding up to the first TP, and then get out and move on to another trade. So our target here is just to double the account again, and then move on to maybe the last trade. So I think we'll enter at this point because we know price is selling. We also see very strong black crows right there. Those are strong candles after each other, selling candles after each other, or bearish candles after each other. So I know in the last video I said white soldiers, but white soldiers is a bullish candlestick pattern, while the black crows are the bearish candlestick pattern. I interchange them because my bearish candles are white. I do not use red, I use white, so that's why. But yeah, that was a mistake on my side. So now we'll be waiting for price to do its thing. We'll be waiting for price to do its thing at this area. So I do not think there's anything that will stop price from going down, because price is on a very strong downtrend, and there's no other zone on the left side that would affect price. Anyway, you do not know, but price will do its thing. The only thing about VIX 51S is that it creates a lot of spikes. Not a lot of spikes, but a lot of wicks on the higher time frame. So as we wait for VIX 51S, we'll analyze VIX 10 index. Yeah, so we see a best drop there, and then a drop best rally down, and then a rally best drop, that is at that engulfing candle right there, up there. Well, you see the price is also on a downtrend here, so we know we are selling. This is clear, we know that we are selling. So let's look for signals or a pattern. So we have a rising wedge here. This confirms our bias, so we now know that we are selling. So let's do this. So where will price go? Price will go to that area down there, and price might break that zone and continue down. Yeah, because we know price is on a downtrend, so price is really pushing downwards. So that was our area of confluence, and that was our retest, breakout retest, and price actually broke out of this trend very strongly. So now for this, we're just going to enter, because we already have a retest, so we know that price is selling. So there's no need of us waiting for retest and all of that. We are going to enter at this point and ride with price down. But before we do, we'll need to close. Remember, we are analyzing, that why we still have a trade open. So price moved down, and yeah, I think it's time for us to close this trade. We can close our VIX 51S. Yes, so we are now at 800. Like I said, we wanted to double this account, so we are now at 800. Well, that's nice. Yeah, so we see where price has reached. Price actually moved. Well, now let's go back to VIX 10 and enter this trade. Now that we're at 800, we are looking for just, let's say, about 100 something or about 200 to get us to 1k, and we'll be out of this trade. So yeah, we'll sell. We're not waiting for the TP on this trade. We'll just get a bit and get out. So crazy thing about this one, I'm talking about a risk to reward of 2R or 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, but this is actually very, very low, because we caught it very late, right? We caught it after it had already moved. That's almost like TP1. We're getting it after TP1, so that's why we're entering a bit late. But anyway, we are not holding it for long, because we already know price is selling. So I'm sure the price is going to sell, that's why I'm entering here. But well, usually you would not have to enter after TP1, because you'll get
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
So finally we have got to 1k. So challenge completed.